Hi, I'm Melissa Clark from the dining section. Today I'm going to show you how to make a sweet almond tart crust. It's a perfect vehicle for summer fruit. First thing you need to do, grind the almonds. I'm going to add sliced, blanched almonds to the food processor along with a little bit of flour. And what the flour is going to do is help keep the almonds from turning into almond paste. I'm going to process this until the almonds are finely ground. You can almost hear when it's ready because it'll get quieter. The bigger the almonds are, the more noise they make. Now I'm going to add the rest of the dry ingredients. So that would be more flour, confectioner's sugar, and a little bit of salt. For the complete recipe, go to nytimes.com/dining. You don't want to add all of the flour at once with the almonds because then you're not going to get enough traction in the machine to really grind them finely. Just give it a pulse, 1 or 2, until it's mixed. Now I'm going to pulse in butter and lemon zest. Make sure that the butter is quite cold. You want to cut the butter in cubes just so it makes it easier to distribute in the food processor. As soon as it starts to look like damp sand, that's when you want to add your egg. Here I've just got a beaten egg and I'm going to add it to the food processor while the food processor is running. This helps it mix better. As soon as it starts to come together, it's ready. Tart dough is different from pie dough in that you don't want big chunks of butter. You want a smooth dough. It kind of looks like cookie dough. That's exactly what it should be like. Use a spatula to help gather it into a ball. Then we're going to just wrap it up in plastic wrap and throw it in the fridge so it can chill. You're going to need at least 4 hours and preferably overnight for this dough to really chill. This is what the dough looks like 4 hours later. It's firm, it's cold, and it's not sticky, which is what you want. Now here's the thing, I'm going to roll this out between 2 pieces of plastic wrap as opposed to flouring the counter. The less flour you use in the dough, the more tender it is. Plastic wrap will keep it from sticking. You could also use wax paper or parchment for this. This dough is super firm, super cold. I'm just going to give it a couple of smacks with this to loosen it up a bit. This is the fun part. Now it's pliable. Every once in a while, you just want to lift the plastic wrap off and let it drape lightly over the dough so that you're not actually rolling it into the dough. You want to roll it out to be 1 inch larger than the size of your tart pan. That's about right. Now peel off the plastic and flop it in the pan. You want a nice thick tart dough. It has to be able to stand up to the juicy fruit. And then where it's a bit thinner, I'm going to cheat. See this overhang? I'm going to fold it over and create a thicker tart wall. Use a light touch when you're pressing the dough into the pan because later you're going to want to take it out of the pan and you don't want it sticking. And that is it. You don't have to prick it. You don't have to do anything else. It's ready to bake. It's not strictly necessary, but I like to put my tart pan on a baking sheet. It just makes it easier to handle when you're taking it in and out of the oven using a clumsy big pot holder on your hand. Now you want to weight the crust down. So take a piece of foil, press it right on top of the dough, and then use whatever pie weights you like. Pennies, rice. I've got some dried beans here. I'm going to bake this at 325 for 20 minutes. That's going to set it. Then I'm going to take the foil and the weights off and let it brown in the oven for another 5 to 10 minutes. This is what you're looking for. Do you see how it's pale gold all over, but not really brown? There's a little bit of browning on the edges, and it should feel firm to the touch. That's when you know it's done. Now let it cool. Once you've got your cooled tart shell, you're ready to go. You can put whatever you want inside it. Maybe pastry cream and fresh raspberries, or how about some melted chocolate and some fresh pitted cherries? That would be gorgeous. What I'm going to do today, strawberries and strawberry jam. You want to put just enough strawberry jam to coat the bottom. You don't need much more than that. It's just going to reinforce the flavor of the berries themselves. Now I'm going to put fresh strawberries on top. If you want to do this the fancy French way, you start in the center and just put strawberries all around in nice, neat rows. Or you could do it the more freestyle way. Bowl of strawberries, tart crust. Just pour it right in. And there you have it. It's a little bit more rustic, but just as tasty.